Hey there, everybody. How's it going? I just wanted to go back to Very Hard Stage 118. That's the final boss of the Very Hard stages on Chapter 1, which is arguably, the most difficult content that we have in the game currently. It came out, a few months ago now. But, if you're a newer player, this is probably, the hardest content that you will encounter in the game. Now we do have new very hard stages coming out next week. So a week from today, they'll unlock the very hard stages for Chapter 2, just the first half of Chapter 2. We'll probably get the rest of them like a week or two after that, whenever the next update or maintenance update is, I believe they said in the news. So eventually we'll have all of the very hard stages for Chapter 2 as well, and we'll get the very hard version of Pete as the final boss. But for now, the very hard version of Maleficent is still the hardest boss that we have in the game. So it's always a nice showcase, especially for newer units. And so I figured I would do a quick showcase with some of the newest units that we've gotten in the game. So I already did a showcase with, EX Donald alongside EX Goofy and EX Mickey. So I've done that one already. But, I figured this is a good chance to show off Woody, to show off Buzz, and also to show off which Minnie and which Daisy, because they both have skills that they bring to this fight that actually make this fight much easier. And since I have both of those units, I just figured this is a great opportunity to showcase all of these new units. Now, obviously, I love Woody because he is just a fantastic buffer. With all the free crystals they've been giving out with all these login bonuses and everything, I went ahead and did some more pulls for him, managed to get another copy, so he's now LB2. Also got enough medals to LB2 my Buzz, so I'm very happy about that. So great opportunity to showcase these new units as well as the Halloween seasonal units. Still bringing Donald EX because he's still the best offensive buffer, and he pairs extremely well with Woody. So Woody and Donald EX, basically all you need buffer-wise. But like I said, all these units bring something to the fight, and so I'm going to go over real quick each of these units. And how they are effective for this fight. So first of all, Witch Minnie is an excellent healer. This boss does hit really hard, even when you bring strong buffers like Woody. If you're bringing, defense and damage reduction, the boss still hits hard. So having a healer is really nice. Witch Minnie is excellent for this fight because she brings stun resist, and the stun resist is really important for the mini bosses. So the little blob, the bouncy blob mimic mini boss, which you have to deal with those every 3 stages during the very hard stages. I'm not sure if they'll change that in Chapter 2, but in Chapter 1 you have to deal with the bouncy blob mimic every three stages, and he's a mini boss before you actually fight Maleficent. It's a 4-wave fight. The first 2 waves are just mobs, and then the mini boss, and then you finally fight Maleficent in the 4th wave. So you got to deal with that stun that he loves to do. That's the big gimmick behind the bouncy mimic, is he loves to throw stun at the party. So having stun resist really makes him a cakewalk. So that's why she's here. She does cure paralyze, but we never encounter that in this fight. So that's why I've got paralyze resist on her, obviously. But the stun resist is really why she's here, as well as just bringing effective heals to the party. Buzz is going to be our orange striker because all the enemies, with exception of the bouncy mimic, are orange weak. So Maleficent is weak to orange strikers. All the mobs are weak to orange strikers, but the bouncy mimic is not weak to anything. So that's the only thing that's not weak to orange striker. But everyone else is. So Buzz is really useful here. Obviously, if you don't have Buzz, but you have like Alice or someone else, or if you want to complete the mission with Aurora, because you do get extra Aurora medals if you bring Aurora to the fight. Obviously, slot her in there as well. But I wanted to show off Buzz, and this is a great excuse to show off Buzz a little bit in some more difficult content. Now, he is LB2, so he has an immense damage striker instead of massive, which is going to make him hit a lot harder. That plus being an orange striker. So if yours is LB1 or LB0, he might not be hitting quite as hard as you see here in the video. All right. Now his EX skill is also really nice for dealing with the mobs at the beginning because it's an AoE attack, so really, or an area attack. So very, very convenient for dealing with the mobs at the beginning as well. As far as skill seeds, I've been trying to roll better skill seeds on them, but I have had like 0 luck on the skill seeds. Really trying to get like a 20% attack skill power up on him if I can, or SP reduction 20%. Those are kind of the preferable ones for him in my opinion, but I just have had 0 luck on those, so oh well. Donald is still pretty much just rocking what he always rocks. Brings the crit buffs, attack boost, so pairs very, very well with Woody, who supplies everything else. Woody also helps him activate his EX skill, which is great for taking out mobs. Also great for the SP generation. So he does have SP gain up on EX skill, so that he generates more SP for us. Also SP consumption. That's not quite as important on him. The SP consumption isn't quite as important because if he's LB3, then you're already reducing his SP from 15 to 12 anyways, and so you know you could definitely swap out SP consumption for something else there if you wanted to. You could even do like SP charge, which would arguably do even better than SP consumption on him. But you know, I've got it, I rolled it, so I'm going to keep it. No sense in continuing to roll really. Woody is LB2, so all his buffs are level 3, except for the HP regen, which is level 2. So that's very, very convenient, keeping everyone's buffs maxed out. His EX skill is going to get activated right away, which is also really convenient, and he's dealing massive damage. So you're going to see he actually does pretty good damage in this fight. Like he's no slouch. Like he's bringing the damage to the fight. We'll just say that. Also, he's got attack skill power up 10%. Much like Buzz, I've been trying to roll a better seed ability on him, like SP reduction or attack skill 20%, but yeah, it just hasn't happened for me yet. So now what I really love is that Witch Daisy actually gets a chance to shine here because she has skill lock resist, and if you all know Maleficent loves her skill lock, and so we can have on-demand skill lock resist, which is really convenient because Maleficent loves to skill lock you every 3 turns. And so having this 3-turn skill lock resist buff is super handy. Plus, she's also bringing some SP charge, and so when you combine her with Witch Minnie, who brings the SP gain to the party, she's actually a pretty solid SP generator for the party. Her EX skill also goes off pretty often because both Maleficent and the Bouncy Mimic, they love to do AoE attacks, and so I can confirm that an AoE attack, that means an attack that hits the entire party, will activate this skill. And so thankfully her EX skill does go off actually fairly frequently. I did roll attack skill power up on her. That was honestly like one of the first things that rolled up on her. Of course it rolled up on her, not somebody who really needs it. But I kept it because I was like, well, it's a 3-star skill, and it could come in handy, and it does here. So yeah, I just left that on her. She'd probably be better off with SP reduction, to be honest, especially at LB1, but yeah, it is what it is. So anyways, let's get in here and let's see how we deal with this fight with this team. I think we should be able to do it pretty easily. Just a reminder, we're using the Brave Beat, although it's not nearly as important with this team because we don't really have a whole lot of issues with SP, but it's nice to have in the pocket just in case. All right, let's get in here, see how we do this. All right, so starting out, we just kind of want to drum up some SP. We also want to make sure we take out this guy so that our team doesn't get any debuffs, because this guy loves to debuff your party, both your attack and your defense, so might as well just take him out right away. So we're going to go ahead and do our buffs. We're going to skill with Buzz to try and knock this guy out quickly. Okay. And all of these guys are weak to orange strikers, so Buzz, again, very, very handy in this case. All right, so on this one, we're just going to skill with these guys. We want to make sure we get like our main buffs up before anything else. Okay, and we're going to keep defending with Daisy and Minnie just to keep maintaining our SP. All right, because you generally just want to use these first 2 waves just to kind of max out your buffs, max out your SP, and get all that stuff straightened out before you actually start going up against the bosses. All right, so here we don't need to skill with these guys, so I'm going to go ahead and do a buff with Daisy, and we're going to focus on this guy so he doesn't heal the rest of the mob, because this guy's a little healer. We got to make sure we take him out. All right, now that Buzz is full strength, he's like knocking these guys out in one hit. Okay, and now we can defend with these guys and just skill with these and let our EX skills do the talking. Okay, now the Bouncy Mimic. All right, remember he's not weak to any color, so so Buzz's damage isn't going to be like mind melting or anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and do another buff with Daisy just so we have more SP charge and make sure we've got our SP charge revved up. Okay, she should also have an EX skill banked in there, I think. So she'll probably do one here. Yeah. All right, that means she'll do another EX skill because the boss just did an AoE attack, which is really nice. So we'll get another one there. I think we can hold off on, yeah, we can hold off on these guys. And what's our SP charge looking like, actually? Are we at level 4 on the SP charge? No, let's go ahead and do another Daisy then. All right, so we're going to heal because we did take a bit of damage there, and then we're going to we're going to do a bit more SP charge with Daisy, which gets amplified by Minnie's SP gain, which is really nice. We should get this guy out of rage mode, in which case he'll do his stun, but since we are resistant to stun, we don't have to worry about it. All right, Daisy does another attack, which is nice. All right. And now we can come back. We'll do these guys again. I'm gonna guard with Daisy because I don't want her to die. She's a bit weak, being only LB1, so I don't want her to die or anything. You notice the only unit here that's level that I've 6-starred level 110 is Donald, because I did that weeks ago when he first came out. Everybody else is just level 90, is 5-star level 90. So. Okay, another AoE. So let's go ahead and, I tell you what, we do need to do our buffs, don't we? Yep. So let's just go ahead and have everybody do buffs. Why not? Although, do we need the SP charge? What's the SP charge looking like? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. It's just because we've got our we've got our miracle ability banked here, so I think we can get away with it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we've still got plenty of SP here. All right, so we should all have our skill lock resist, and it should be yep, there it is. Should still be for 2 turns, so we don't need to worry about that. So we can just guard here. We'll guard with Minnie, and we'll just keep unloading the skills. Although we don't need to do the skills here, right? Yeah. We'll do Woody's to make sure that we always have full damage reduction, because that one's kind of critical. So yeah, it is good to have full damage reduction. Let's do that. Okay. So yeah, you can see we've already done more than 50% damage here, and so yeah, we're hitting this boss pretty hard. Okay. Let's go ahead and just unload all of our skills. Might as well. All right. We do want to try and get her out of rage mode as soon as possible, but she has a shield, so that is going to be a little bit tricky for us. But yeah, and we've got our miracle ability in the bank, so we're not too worried about that. So let's just go for it. Nice. Knocked her out of rage mode. All right, so I think we should be pretty good here. She didn't do any damage, so we're going to defend here and just do skills from here on out. And I think this should probably... This might actually kill her on this turn. Yeah, I think we're actually going to kill her here. There you go, Donald. Donald for the win. All right. Nicely done, team. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, oh, you might have seen my short. I got platinum level, which was pretty exciting. Just got that earlier today, just from farming up some stages. But yeah, anyways, there you go. There's all the sort of the new shinies, as we often like to say, the new shinies taking down the hardest content that we have in the game. Looking forward to the next set of very hard stages, and hopefully they're cooking up something new as far as content goes. We haven't really had a new batch of like fresh, never before seen content, but I do have a feeling that they're cooking something up, just based on some of the things they hinted at in the last player survey. So I think we might be getting probably some more competitive content, maybe some more like co-op content. I'm not really sure, but hopefully we'll see something new in the future. I would love to see some more like permanent trial content with like really hard, difficult bosses like this. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But anyways, just showing you how the new units can deal with the hardest content that this game has to offer. So thank you guys so much for following me. Hopefully this was helpful to you, and I'll see you on the other side.